What's going on, YouTubers, gamers and fellow hobbyists? Welcome to On the Bench with Pete, the series you put on in the background whilst you hobby or paint yourself. It's just to help time pass by, because sometimes it can be a little daunting or boring or just a little bit meh at certain points of your building and hobbying, or you just want a bit of company while you do it. You don't fancy just being alone in silence. Well, I do have gaps of silence, so apologies for that. But I have some topics this time I shall bring up and talk about as we do that. It's going to be about an hour long. These usually are. I think longer than that it puts me off. I love paint-along videos, but I only like them for up to up to about an hour. If it's 2 or 3 hours, I kind of like a bit meh. Although there have been times when I've listened to and participated in those. But this isn't one of them. This is On the Bench. It's about an hour long. So grab your models, paints, brushes, whatever else you need, glue, blah, 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 tea, coffee, whatever else, and let's get to the bench. Okay, now as you can see, Genestealer cults. I've been working on them. And although I filmed 2 episodes of On the Bench, it was yesterday actually, only one of them has come out, and I'm not even sure if that's going to render yet. But anyway, let me just pop my phone on to vibrate before we get interrupted. So let's pop that, there we go, that's that done. Sometimes I forget to do that and then a call will come through or something, and I don't like the interruption of the video to kind of disrupt the flow of conversation, whatever. So as I recall, yesterday I did the base. I finished up the base. You didn't see that, but I did it with the astrogranite type stuff that I've got. Incidentally, that homemade astrogranite or texture paint, it lasts a fair while, but it does dry up eventually. So don't make too much of it at a time. Now I'm wondering if there are any other base colours I want to add before I do an all over wash. I think that there is, particularly on him. Well, on him I want to do some red on there and some maybe brown on the gun there. So red, brown for his holster. Yeah, so that's kind of cool. Brown for his holster, brown for his holster. He's got one. He's got one. I think they all might have. Yep. Yeah. So I think. Right. So that dictates what's going to be the next colour. Then it's going to be probably Rhinox hide if I've got it, or Umbra lumber. I've got a Rhinox hide. That's good. So I'm going to be using a Rhinox hide there, just for ease of use. I'll put it in this palette here. Move my other ones off the desk. Haven't used them yet. Oh, do I detect a little wheeziness there? So I'm shaking this on up, and I shall pop some in. I shall be using retarder as well in there. That'll probably be enough to thin it down. It's not extremely pigment heavy as a paint, I notice, so put a fair bit of it in there. So I'm going to want 3 drops of retarder, a bit of water. I've been very thin in layering the paints on these Genestealer cultists. Is that the right way? Okay. I think a character brush will be more than adequate. So that's what I'm doing, chaps. I'm doing the leather on the gun holsters. Right. Okay, so let's get going then. Let's start with this chap with the like banner icon. And I realise I've got to do the guns themselves. That'll be like a separate, yeah. I don't know actually. Tell you what, I'll just do the whole thing brown, and then I can decide later if I want it to be any other colours. I think that makes the most sense. To me it does anyway. Right, so just trying to get access all areas here basically. And then we'll go on to our first topic, or my first topic. Things I wanted to talk about. Just making sure I get this first one done first. Yeah, I'll be cleaning up when I do the black for the handles. Right. Okay, so that's one done. I'll put him I'll put him over here in front of the yellow cutting mat. Now we'll start with my first topic, which I've written down as my Reaper obsession. Why so many? It's something I've talked about before. And I have a growing number of Reaper models that I'm doing, because I want to do, it's twofold really. I want to do tutorials for them, and also let me just come up a tad there. I want to do tutorials for them, and I want to use them for my D&D games, because my role-playing buddies, true, they're not readily available right now, but that gives me some time to prepare and make things better for when we get going again. At least that's my way of thinking. And I thought, well, we'll get some more miniatures, and seeing as I play miniature war games, I thought it only made sense to start using miniatures, or more miniature heavy based RPGs. As you know, I enjoy Call of Cthulhu as well as D&D. So I've got that going on. I've also got the World of Darkness series. Now I'm going to get back into that. I used to play it years ago. And we had a really good time. At that time, though, it was before the internet, it was difficult to get hold of miniatures for it. Now it's just so easy. You can pick up miniatures left, right, and centre for anything. Any miniature for anything, it seems. So so that's what I'm going to do. I'm not so entirely convinced my gaming group. I don't know for sure. I've not actually spoken with it to them seriously. Although it is something I intend to do, but to play like werewolf, vampire, that kind of thing. I'm not so sure they're into that sort of thing so much. Well, I think one of them is, but yeah, you need more than that to have a decent game of it. I'm just trying to get the... But anyway, Reaper miniatures, they do some good werewolves and characters that you could use as vampires, like the gothic looking types. Actually, I could do his other pouch too. I'll just check to see if the two I've done have any other pouches that could be used, or could be painted in Rhinox hide rather. But yeah, the Reaper miniatures I think are particularly fun and good for D&D. I don't know if they excel at other or don't know if they particularly excel at miniatures for other genres, but I'm sure there's the odd gem in there somewhere. Just gonna have to come this way slightly. Yeah, I'm sure there's the odd gem in there that I can pick out, but there are other companies, and I'm discovering more as time goes by, all the time, which is good. Just making sure oh yeah, he does have. So basically I'm doing all the leather pouches in Rhinox hide as a base. Then I'll go Scrag brown, and then a lighter, maybe ochre type colour for the final highlights. Who knows? No work tonight. Yay. I'm seeing my friend tonight though. I haven't seen him since before Christmas. He's one of the people that like work away a lot, and yeah, we're just catching up, and yeah, you know, we got stuff to talk about, and it won't be a late one. We're not playing any games, we're just chatting, you know, chewing the fat. And maybe put the world to rights, I don't know. So my Reaper obsession, it stems from wanting to be more better with the role play, I suppose. I know 99% of role playing is really in the head, in the mind. You know, it requires you to be a good DM and so on to cultivate people's imaginations, but you know, it's nice to have some miniatures and terrain as well for scenarios and that. So there, that's my Reaper obsession. I look, what it is I look through Reaper models when I'm bored sometimes, and I find ones I really want to paint. I like to look, I think, oh, I want to paint that. I really want to paint that. And I had one arrive the other day, which as soon as I saw it, I thought, oh, I want to paint that. I really want to paint that. So I ordered it. And funnily enough, it's actually an owl bear, and it's like in the Lost Mines of Fendelver, which I might be running soon. For those of you that don't know what that is, that's the adventure game that you get in the D&D 5th edition starter set. I've just got Alone Against the Flames arrived today. Actually, you'll probably have seen the video by now from Chaosium for the Call of Cthulhu. It's a solo adventure, so that's what I'm going to play in the interim before my buddies can get back together again. So yeah, that'll be good. And these leather pouches going in rather well, actually. Um, Right, what's the next topic on my list? I shall just paint this little holster here, and then I'll have a look. I think once these are done, I am going to paint or I'm going to put a wash on the bases, because basically that'll take some time to dry, or a good 45 minutes. I've got other stuff I need doing, so yeah, so this really is a pleasure to, making this video, painting with you. I hope your projects are going well out there in the real world. See, I like this form of time traveling where I'm in your I'm from your future. I'm coming back into the past to talk to you on video. That's kind of cool. I like that. Right. Don't have to talk rubbish sometimes, do I? I just like talking. I like the sound of my own voice sometimes. In all fairness, I like solitude. Sometimes I crave company, but not too often. Obviously, like my wife's company and my daughter when she's having a good day. Oh, my daughter went for a job interview. It was yesterday, and she got it. So really pleased with her. It's a nice increase in her money as well. Hourly rate's a lot better than where she is now, and yeah, I couldn't be more pleased for her. She deserves it anyway. Right, I think that's right. Yeah, I was mistaking a pocket on his kind of trousers as a pouch. It's not. It's just one of those like button-up pocket things. Bit like I got on my work trousers, actually. Bit like that. See, once you put something on the bases, they start to come together a bit more. It starts to make the model look really cool. Really liking the look of this Genestealer cult, to the point of thinking I might do a Warhammer 40k Genestealer cult army, so I get some more stuff with them. Bear in mind their colour scheme. Try and stick with that if I can, or similar-ish. Yeah, might have to get some vehicles. That'd be nice. Right, careful as I go in between the arms to do that. Top of the pouch, yay, done. Right, so let's have a look then at the next item. I was going to do that just now, wasn't I? The next item on my topic list. Don't stand up, mister, stand up. Windoline and Windex. Ah, yes. I'm going to try it sometime with my airbrush. Yes, because at the moment, right, for those of you that don't know, I use Windex to clean my airbrush, and it works beautifully. Really well. It's the best thing I've found ever to clean my airbrush with. And that's from watching other people on YouTube to do the same. Right, so, but I can't get Windex here. So there must be some equivalent. Apparently the UK equivalent is Windoline, but due to EU regulations it doesn't have the ammonia in it, which I think is the ingredient needed to clean the paint properly, you know. So typical. But I'm going to try it because I've bought it. Because to get Windex, it's quite costly. You know, don't get a lot of change from a tenner just to get a bottle of Windex, and yeah, I could, you know, need to spend the money on other areas really. If I can find a UK equivalent, whatever it may be. Mr. Muscle, it really doesn't matter as long as it'll clean the airbrush, but it kind of lubricates it as well, which is really cool. So yeah, I can get that. It's all about saving money. I'm still on my quest to find a Dettol replacement as well. This time it's largely due to not being able to afford a bottle of Dettol, because I just didn't have the £3 on me to get it. But I got one that was like half price, and I've got some Sainsbury's Basics disinfectant, but I'm not holding out my hopes. If I can find, I'm on a quest to do it, so I'm going to try different ones with different. I've got this Totopoly game, you see, and it's got metal horses. It's a vintage edition, which I'm gonna strip the horses down and then repaint them, you know, make them look nice and pretty again. But I might use this as an opportunity to see if I can find something that will strip models as well as Dettol does. Metal models, that is, you know. Right, okay. Yeah, I just like the look of that. And these are just the base colours on there at the moment. Well, they have had a wash on their skin, to be truthful. I'm thinking of doing an all-over wash on them, so I won't do that now because I only just painted the Rhinox hide. So put the Rhinox hide back. I may have to change my plans. Get my hillbilly instead. Yeah, look. You can't see him because he's been primed, but yeah. Yeah, he looks good. I quite like the look of him. Right, so flesh, what have we got here? Midland flesh, or bronze flesh. I might do Midland flesh. Yeah, we'll do that. Ugh. Right, so the first palette is over there. Actually, talking about the topic leads on to my nice topic, which is revamping board games. Oops, and my Totopoly horse. Yeah, so obviously I wanted to talk about that, or I felt compelled to talk about that. Shall I use that one? Yeah, it's already sort of similar colour, but yeah. Yeah, so I'm revamping that. I'm hoping to be able to revamp other games in the future. Board games, that is. Let's move that to one side while I scoop this out. Not just games that are kind of sometimes they make a comeback, don't they? Or briefly, and you know, and you get like a modern edition of it or something, and it's a bit cheaper looking and not as quite as sturdy. Blah blah blah. You know, surely you know what I mean. Games like, I don't know, Escape from Colditz. Ever heard of that? And Totopoly, which is what I'm in the process of revamping now. so, but the vintage edition, so that it's like the board itself, the box, the cover is bigger. You know, I think the artwork's better on the front. You know, the counters themselves are metal horses, whereas on the more modern version they're plastic, and of course plastic breaks, you know, of course it does. The metal one's not so much. But they're in a bit of a state, so yeah, I'm revamping them. So what I'm doing, so next topic on my list is muscle spasms, which I'm sure the majority of you know I suffer with due to my MS. One of the lads I work with, I won't use their real names, but I think of us as the Three Musketeers sometimes. Or the Four Musketeers, depending on you know, when, what period you're looking at it. But anyway, I'm like the Athos of the group, the kind of older father figure. Not that I get drunk all the time, but I don't know, I have that kind of older outlook on life. And there's a lad there, well, there's one that joined with me, he's the youngest, so we'll call him D'Artagnan. And the other one, I don't know, we'll call him Aramis, because you know, he likes the ladies and so on. Yeah, I think that's a kind of a fair representation. We'll stick with that for now. So Aramis, he has a way of, I'll let him get away with a lot of stuff because he's young, but he's likable. He's like a likable rascal type character. So, as you know, the other night I had an accident. I lost my balance and I fell into the corner of the shelf on one of the aisles I was working on. And Aramis, he was on holiday with D'Artagnan. He was on holiday too. So I was kind of like the lone musketeer in there, you know, waiting for Cardinal Richelieu to set a trap for me. It's a good analogy. I think it works anyway. But anyway, last night I saw him. He's like, "Whoa, what happened to your hair?" You know, like, I'm like, you're the only person in this place that doesn't know. Anyway, so I told him the story. Then in front of a packed canteen, he just said, "So what did you do? Just spaz out and fall over this?" I don't know. He just comes out with these little gems, and I find it funny. I don't take offence at it because he's likable and he's so young and he isn't mean with it. A lot of people might take offence by some of the things, but I don't. It's just banter, really. At the end of the day, and it's the sort of thing you expect in a workplace. And you know, I like him a lot. He's got a wise head on young shoulders. But yeah, so yeah, I've been getting more of those lately. Muscle spasms. I think it might be the colder weather. It doesn't help. I don't know if that has any effect whatsoever on muscle spasms, but seems to. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Well, just had a message from my friend. Okay for tonight? Let's put yes, indeed. Right. So I'll be picking him up. He lives at the bottom of my hill. I live on top of a very steep hill. And although it's not that far a distance, it really is. I mean, it's like bloody Mount Everest to get up there. Oh, barbarian's fallen down. There he is. He's coming on. You know, doing for the tutorial, and yeah, another one for the D&D pot. Plus, I've got that terrain as well to do. Got this mercenary guy that I want to paint up as well. I think I might just start painting him as well, because he's got quite a bit of armor on him. I don't know. I might have a look at some of my older figures, go back, ones that were painted by a friend of mine a long time ago, and see if I can emulate his style, because he was brilliant, phenomenal painter. Oh, I don't know if this is wasted genes, and I really hope I can revive that, because that's good. Yeah, I think we'll go with a white, maybe an off-white. Do I have an off-white even? Doesn't look like it. No. Arctic white. Dead white, looks even whiter. Might go with Arctic white for his shirt. He's got a shirt on. Yeah, then I'm trying to do a jeans effect on his dungle. He's definitely like a hillbilly. Yeah, so the next one on the list is cold weather. It really is cold, and getting colder here in the UK. Each day that goes by, it seems to get a little colder, and being on the top of a hill makes it colder still, it seems. You get all the wind. Just keep putting my retarder in, it's alright. Tad water. Let's mix that up a bit. Right. On with the shirt. But yeah, so this is why I've got the heating on in here, you see, because cold. The hillbilly is clearly a Call of Cthulhu figure, or will be. And he'll be like an NPC, because yeah, I can't imagine anybody wanting to play a hillbilly. Well, you might want to, I don't know, it might be kind of fun. Could be kind of fun. Put on a strange accent. Do that for the role playing anyway. Here's a question for you RPGers out there. When you RPG your games, do you put on the funny voices and stuff, and like act out, really get into it like that, or do you just I don't know, kind of talk normally, but like go through the rules and the book, etc., and just use really descriptive language? I can say from my own experience, we do a kind of combination of the two. It depends how we're feeling. Like certain characters will have certain catchphrases and things which will crop up time and again, and yeah, we'll just keep bringing them up, you know. Something that only a certain character would say, for instance. You know, things like that, of that nature. Yeah, Hillbilly, he looks good. I like him. I like him a lot. Yeah. I should have waited for the skin flash paint to dry a bit better. But that's okay. Wow, we're over halfway through this episode. Can you believe that? It's time just goes so quick. Yeah. But yeah, that was my question to you though. How do you act out your role playing? Do you really throw yourself into the part, or you just speak the lines descriptively? Either way is fine. It depends on the moment, I think, and how tense things are. Alright, so his shirt's coming on nicely. I like that. That's good. Yeah, that works quite well. There. There he is. Excellent. That'll be my friend. That buzzing you heard would probably be my friend getting back to me. Probably asking me what time I'm picking him up. Awesome. 8 p.m. Ooh. Right. I'll confirm with him later the time, because I'm not sure myself. Right, what I'm going to do is just clean up my brush before we move on to the next topic. My next topic of conversation is the recreation of the Fall of Cadia. I want to recreate that on tabletop before, and then obviously battle it out. But I don't have the models for it, so I don't have the correct models for it. So there'll be a lot of proxying involved and scaling down to be. It would be like a specific area of Cadia, not like, you know, Cadia itself, so to speak. Yeah, I don't know how that's going to play out. I'll let him dry off a bit first. Right, I want to do some gold on his gun, maybe, or bronze. Someone had a gun I wanted to do a bit of red on, like a burnt red. Yes, and I want to do it on his gun. This model colour burnt red is a good colour. I like it. I like it a lot. good. It'll give me a chance to oh, way too much there, but that's okay. Keep losing my retarder. 2 drops of that. 2 drops of retarder. Water speck off. Right. Yeah, so I don't know how long it will take me to do the Fall of Cadia, or even if I'll be able to manage it this year. I don't know. With how busy I am, probably not, but it would be nice. Yeah, I'd like to give it a go, but yeah, like I say. Right. Not sure what type of gun that is. He's got that. I'll look it up in the book at some point. So we lost another member of staff at work last night. They're just moving on to pastures new. Gosh, it's just going to put more and more pressure on us at the moment. They need to get some replacements in, and soon, you know. Alright, so that's the red on his gun there. On there, that part of the gun anyway. Do you know, I think I might need to turn my heater off. Gonna do so now. That's a very obvious gun there he's got. I think I'll paint that burnt red too, because I'm going to be putting a all over wash on these models before I go in with the highlights. Gonna eat out for tea tonight. It's my wife and I. So we're gonna eat out for tea and then see about getting my friend afterwards. Okay, little tricky area here. Sorry, I was completely absorbed in doing this. I like the fact I get lost in the model. Do you ever get lost in your model? I do. I was imagining him on the battlefield then, actually, with this gun. I'll paint the whole thing burnt red because I can come in later, because I'm using such thin paints. It won't obscure any detail. Yeah. I think that'll work quite well. And how about his gun? It's good. Anyway, next topic. Wow, it's the one I always bring up. What are you working on? Let me know what it is you're painting. I've seen some really amazing stuff from you guys lately. Really puts me to shame. So a lot of the time the models I paint, a lot of the time I'm only going for like a basic tabletop standard, and you guys, a lot of you guys out there are putting, you're going all out, and I'm thinking, wow, I really need to up my game on some of the things I do. In terms of putting the effort in to make things look good. I should do the same, really. I'd love to say I want this to be a year of finishing up projects, but why make promises I can't keep, Who knows? Right. Do I want any other guns to have red bits on? Yeah, you can have a red cylindrical part here. Yeah, so I really am enjoying watching you guys, what you're doing with some of your models out there. I particularly enjoyed Freak's Imperial Knight that he painted up and did a showcase for. The other day I was watching it, I was like, wow, that's really awesome stuff. That's so amazing. He really takes the time on his models. He really puts a lot of effort into it, and it shows. Boy, does it show. But yeah, really good job. Yeah, I'm quite liking these red for the guns, Well, once I put the wash on, I'll start doing highlights on them, and that will bring out even more detail, which is awesome. Are they ever going to bring out Plastic Sisters? And by them, I mean Games Workshop. That was a random thought, wasn't it? Popped into my head. Are they ever going to bring out Plastic Sisters? Dude, come on. Yeah, why do they torture us this way? Move that out of the way, it's not really interesting to look at. Right. Anyway. Oh, something I was thinking about the other day was the number of On the Bench episodes I've got on my channel versus the number of hours I've painted on it, or painted because I don't include everything I paint on there. I wondered, even the episodes alone, because we're on what, 198, 199, nearly 200 episodes of On the Bench, and if the only time I ever painted was when I was filming an On the Bench, I would still have an impressive array of hours that I've put into the hobby, I would say. So yeah, it's just something I was thinking about the other day. There's a few of these awkward areas, so a few silent moments there, or sticking out my tongue. Do you ever do that? Stick your tongue out sometimes when you need to concentrate? Yes, I'm looking forward to tea out tonight. It's going to be a Weatherspoons. Sorry. Gonna have a burger. And life will be good. There we go. That's good. Nice. Yeah. We've got some guns left here. Not too many. Got some shotgunny type things. I turned my heating off and it's starting to get the chill again now, so I may have to turn it back on. If I can just carefully apply paint there. I realise you can't see what I'm doing here. I'm just trying not to get paint everywhere. Could do my camera like on my head, like a miner's lamp type camera. That'd be good. Yeah. I'll have to go and check on my dogs after this episode. Go back to the house. Make sure they're okay. Yeah, I'm on my own here today. Alright. Yeah, this is the gun casing thing here. There. There's that one. So I've done 6 of them. I think I'm done with him as well. This big ass gun here. Let's turn the heating on again. Oh. Yeah. Heating's on again. Big ass gun. Need it. I like to have a little bit of uniformity in my armies, though you wouldn't know looking at my Tyranid army. That's all over the place. Different Tyranids, different bits of biomatter used to make them. That's my take on that. My own bit of personal lore for my own Tyranid army, and why not? You know, different planets and things they've gone to, different elements that they're eating, which results in different colour Tyranids. Until they've been fighting a particular enemy on one planet for so long, and then obviously they'll end up all the same colour. And that's what I do. Then I take out the colours that don't match, because any reproductions they make will be from that planet. I know what I'm talking about. As long as I do, that's okay. Alright, so next topic. Oh, back to work interview. I had my back to work interview. Yes, I did. I had it. It was really boring and straightforward. That was from the accident I had. Honestly, I thought it'd be a bit more questioning involved, but it wasn't. Alright, that'll do, I think, for his. Yep. Right, gun casing. Excellent. Yes, that was a quick topic. Back to work interview. Wow. My wife's new job, days and hours. Aha, that's a topic to talk about. My wife's new job is going really well. She's really liking it. She's finding it really easy and loving the hours, and I don't blame her, because it gives her more days off to be at home, which is the goal ultimately. I'm secretly hoping I can get a few more hours in at my work sometime. Not necessarily right now this second, but in the near future. Obviously not when it conflicts with my holidays, but just to pick up a few more hours just to make things a bit easier. I would like to do that. Mind you, if I do overtime ever, and I look at my pay and it's not worth it, that'll be the last time I ever do overtime. Right, now I'm going to make his sword have the same sort of casing colour. Stop my hand shaking enough. Right, okay. Yeah, I think I'll do the back of the sword, like my black grey, which I quite like to use. And then I'm on to the last dude. Oh wow, 58 minutes. So, anyway, finish up then. My wife is using her newfound extra time, as it were, to work on her short stories, well, and the rest of the book, the main story, but she's doing a bit of work on the short stories because it needed a bit of attention, she felt. work on her website. Link of which is in the video description below. Yeah. She's really wanting to publish her second book, Parallax, but there's a few pies in the oven with that at the moment, let's just say that, which is preventing it from happening like now, sort of thing. But it will happen, rest assured. But yeah, check out my wife's website. Like I say, links in the video description below. And yeah, you'll see some short stories on there as well. Just a few. Right, that's all the guys done in there, burnt red. And that's all I got time for. So I'm just washing up my brush. And yeah, we'll end it here. I'll call it a day. Right, okay. So there you are, guys. And that's it. Super enjoyed that one. Genestealer Cult, big fan of them. I'm liking them more the more I do them. I'm really liking it. So it's going to be that's going to be my main kill team, I think. Still not sure about AdMech yet. Not sold on it, but yeah, you know, who knows the future, right? But I definitely think I'll expand on the Genestealer Cult. May even get a codex for 40k, who knows. But thanks for joining me. I hope you got your projects done. Let me know in the comments below what you've been working on. Love reading that. Don't forget, I'm on Twitter and all that stuff in the homepage. Just check it out. And remember, all brushes lead to war. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.